So today on here, I saw something that really bothered me. A Latino woman basically was asking why the black community isn't there for the Latino community like they were there for us.
Latinos for Trump, it is time to embrace the consequences of your actions.
Where are you guys? Why are we alone? We support everything when it comes to you guys. We are always there for you. And this is why we Latinos are just different.
Very different, because 60% of black folks will never vote against their own community. Don't you see how one moment had you sitting here rubbing your hair talking about something we so different? No, you're not.
I want to encourage you, do not protest. Do not go outside and stand with none of these people who couldn't go into a voting booth and make a choice that we gave them centuries of evidence was important for them to make. Don't show up because they want to use our bodies, but they don't want to trust our intellect.
This Latino is very upset. That's because he voted for Trump, thinking, as he says, that the Trump administration was going to be better for our economy. The problem is, he's a business owner. He owns a detail shop. And 100% of his clientele are Latinos. Latinos are the ones affected by this administration, whom he voted for. Classic FAFO. Because he voted Trump thinking that Trump was going to save somehow with a magic wand the economy.
To the Hispanic community, the entire Hispanic community, specifically those that are making posts and doing videos asking, why isn't the black community showing up? Why isn't the black community protesting with you? Why is the black community not supporting you? The black community supported you. The black community overwhelmingly went into the voting booth on November 5th to vote in our best interest and yours. Your fight is not with black people and the black community. Your fight is with these Hispanics.
Press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
Imagine talking about political issues, but you don't want to make it political.
Hello, my good people. Welcome back to the channel. So, in this video, I want us to talk about something. So, lately, I have been coming across a ton of videos on the internet of Latino people, and they are complaining, and their complaints are aimed towards the black community. And they're saying that the black community are not supporting them, or the black community have shown them their backs when they need them the most. So I have a few reasons to why this whole scenario is taking place right now. The complaints, the perceived lack of support. So that is what I want us to talk about right in this video. So before that, let's jump into this video first. Let's listen to these complaints, and I'll be right back at the end.
They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
They want to use our physical appearance to demonstrate unity, but they don't want to have to show up for us. We're not doing that. We gave everybody an invitation on election day to join together, to be one, to be unified, to care about humanity, to really ensure democracy was not going to be threatened. And they chose to give it the keys to someone, to a felon at the end of the day, and who couldn't afford to be president. And so he got bought by somebody who could buy him. And now they want us to come together, and they looking for us. But guess what? We get out there, we gonna be on the front lines. And when we get taken out, they're not gonna have nothing for us. So I'm just saying this to my black people. Do not react to what you're seeing. We protest in other ways with our money. Our ancestors protested with their bodies and blood. It's y'all turn.
Well, did you see those voting numbers? We didn't put that piece of shit in office. You did it. But you say you helped us during BLM and that's why we should help you? I don't remember that. Because you see, what I remember is that it took a black man losing his life at a point where the world had no choice but to watch for you to recognize that we go through shit.
Houseway. But that explains why they watched a man for years out on the campaign trail talk about mass deportations and how they were going to be bloody. And they thought that he was going to do that to the other Hispanics, the other brown and black people, not to them. Imagine believing a lying ass liar. That's what they did. They believed a lying ass liar. But wait, there's more. There's this type of Hispanic.
You're a Mexican American.
Yes.
What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that can cross the border without applying for a green card?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I have met family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
And so you think the members of your own family who've been here for 30 years should be deported?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
It's okay.
Your fight is with your own people, not with black people. We went into the voting booth where it really counted, with you in mind. Your people went into the voting booth and voted for Trump.
The other reason Latinos voted for Trump that we're not talking about is because they wanted to punish women. They wanted to punish liberated women. They come to this country and a lot of them are extremely resentful of the fact that they have to answer to women. And this is something that we don't really talk about, right? But it's something I've experienced a lot, especially from like South American men. I know that a lot of Americans still don't want to believe that Latinos are white, but I want you to ask yourself two questions. Who colonized Latin America and where did those colonizers go? Okay, so they might not be what you consider to be white as in white American, but they are a flavor of white, all right? The same way that Europeans don't view Americans the same as them, the same way that there are different factions even within America when it comes to like Italians and Irish people and Jewish people and just, WASPs and stuff like that. They are white, and you have to kind of let that get into your head, okay? So they come to this countries that are extremely male-centered, patriarchal countries where women are not in any way, shape, or form empowered the way that they are here. And they have to answer to women. And not only that, they have to answer to black women. And they hate that shit. They hate that shit, okay? So they wanted to humble you. That's what they did. While you're fighting for their rights, while you're fighting for them to get in here, they're fucking humbling you. The women too. Because a lot of Latina women, and if you know Latina women, you're going to know what I'm talking about, especially the most conservative ones. They're doing their dirt. They're doing all this stuff, but they hide it from their families. They keep it quiet. They take advantage of all the freedom they have here, and then they go back and pretend that they're, la niña buena, the little good girl. But at the end of the day, they're resentful of the fact that they can't be as free as a lot of women who openly go against the social norms of the patriarchy.
The same people that voted against you are now quiet, standing next to you, marching, talking about we're family. Black people know a scam when we see it. And we know the same people that voted against you, they're still in that crowd. And Latinos are finding time to make videos saying, black people, what's going on? Other people, what's going on? And they're not addressing that more than 60% of their community voted against them and closed the door on their own people. And now that white folks turned on them, they're acting like they had no clue. That is terrifying to have in your community. Before you enlist any help, one thing. Primero, busca los lambones en su comunidad. You need to look for the lambonos in your community first. Because I don't know who they are, but you got a bunch of traitors marching next to you. So you need to start to question people. Because as vocal as they were on turning on everybody else, they need to be vocal right now. And I want to see more videos about that.
All right. So the complaints from some Latinos about Black people or the Black community in the U.S. not supporting them stems from a cocktail of political, uh, social, and historical dynamics. I did a little research, and I can tell you I have some of the key reasons why this is taking place. But before we dive into that, I'd love to really say that the fight, I mean, to reiterate that the fight these people have is not with or against the Black community, but with their own people. Some of them, and I can confidently say most of them, put themselves in the position they are in. And it is often said that if you find yourself in a hole, in a pit, stop digging immediately. They knew this was coming, but somehow they had better reasons to why they decided to go the way that they went. So they need to be blaming their own people, not the Black community. And again, something I must also say is that talking about supporting each other, uh, support is a two-way traffic. You have my back, and I have your back. It can always be that I have your back and you don't have mine. I can also confidently say Black people have fought for rights of people of color, and that the Latino community have far, far much benefited from the efforts of Black people than anything that Latinos can mention and say they fought for themselves that benefited both them and the Black community. I mean, Black people, even on that fine election day, overwhelmingly tried to save the sinking ship. Trump had announced years and years ago that he is going to mass deport people. I don't know what lied to them to think that they were immune to this, or maybe they thought it was political propaganda, but now the truth, the harsh truth, has dawned on them, and now they are crying foul. But the truth is, they put themselves in this position and put a lot of other people of color in this predicament. So I had a few reasons why that I outlined for this, and we're just going to go over them just quickly. So first one, expectations of mutual solidarity of a minority, them being the people of color, being the Blacks, the Latinos, being the minority. So they expected that all of a sudden this time we're going to team up as minorities against the system. Some Latinos believe that as fellow people of color, Black Americans should automatically support their struggles, just as Blacks have historically led civil rights movements that benefited all of the minority groups. And I have just mentioned that before. When Black communities don't rally behind Latinos, for example, in cases of these migration reforms or deportation, let's just put it in black and white, some Latinos feel abandoned by the Black people. People are easy to forget what you have done to them. Another reason is differences in political priorities. This is very clear. And the question is, what was their priority leading up to the elections in November? Black Americans often prioritize issues like police brutality, systemic racism and segregation, reparations, and voting rights. Many Latinos focus on immigration reforms and labor rights. This divide sometimes leads to frustration when Black communities don't place Latinos' concerns at their forefront because Black people have their own concerns and their own interests. And all of a sudden, this time, I think big majority of Latinos lean towards Donald Trump. Another reason is the lack of Latino support when it comes to black issues. That's why I said, support is a two-way traffic. Many black people feel that Latino communities do not consistently support black struggles. Example include Latinos voting against policies that benefit black people or failing to speak out against anti-black racism within their own communities. If there is an oppression, do not sit on the fence just because it doesn't concern you. If it is an oppression, then you should speak out. Even though you might feel like it is not touching your community, you have all the reasons to speak out against any sort of oppression. Because then what you need to know, the oppressor might be coming for you very soon, unless you're the oppressor. So some Latinos embrace anti-black sentiments, particularly in countries where Afro-Latinos face heavy discrimination, because we also know that Afro-Latinos get discriminated in their own communities. And what does that say about the attitude of Latinos towards black people? Now, putting aside the main oppressor, juxtapose Latinos and black people. You see, black people have been discriminated even by the Latino community. So you just want to use me to be on your back, to ride on the wave, but you actually don't hold the same sentiments. When it comes to the real fight, when it comes to just me and you on the playing field, you are still also discriminatory towards me. And then we have political and cultural divide. Black people in the US have a long history of fighting for civil rights and equality, while Latino community identity is more complex, with some identifying as white and others, of course, then as people of color. That brings a complex situation, because then it means you don't really have a stand or a stance, at least not in your good numbers. You're always 1 foot inside and 1 foot outside. Many Latinos, particularly of lighter skin shades, do not face the same level of systemic racism as black people do, or as darker skinned Latinos, leading to a disconnect in the struggles between the blacks and the Latinos. And another reason is competition for resources and political influence. So black and Latino communities often compete for the same jobs, housing, and political representation. This, of course, does create some sort of tension. Politicians sometimes play a minority group against each other to maintain the control. That's a subtle way that politicians, play on the psychology of the people. Then we can have another reason being the anti-Blackness in Latino communities. And I have mentioned this before. Many Latinos bring colorist and racist ideologies from their home countries, where whiteness is often favored or elevated. Afro-Latinos often experience racism within their own communities, showing that Latinos identity does not automatically mean solidarity with black people or with black struggles. Then we have selective solidarity. Let's talk about selective solidarity. Some Latinos only seek Black support when convenient, but do not reciprocate when Black people need allies or need support. For example, many Latinos demanded Black support for immigration reform, but they were silent in majority during the Black Lives Matter movement or movements, or sided, in fact, even with the police during racial conflicts. That is selective solidarity. Another one is misunderstanding. There's misunderstandings and also media influence. So media sometimes pits Blacks against Latinos, for focusing on crime, gangs, or conflicts rather than what is supposed to be the unity. Okay, so negative stereotypes contribute to a division, making solidarity really a hard thing to achieve between Blacks and Latinos. And so I can say that the bottom line, while some Latinos feel Black people don't support them, the reality is that true solidarity must go both ways. Black Americans have historically been at the forefront of civil rights efforts that helped minority groups, or let me say that helped Black and Latinos. But if Latino community do not consistently stand with Black struggles, then they must, and I say they must, not expect unwavering support in return. I don't know what you think about this. You might want to share what you think or your opinion in the comment section. Please like and share this video. And most importantly, if you're coming across this channel for the first time by chance, please hit that subscribe button for more interesting content like this and much more. And we've come to the end of this video, so thank you for your time. Thank you for sparing your precious time to check out on this video. I will be happy to see you in the next video. One love and peace out.